You know what? As always, give credit to our opponent, Michigan. Did a really good job having their team prepared for a game like this with all the things they got going on up their neck of the woods. Their team continued to show tremendous resiliency. But I'm also proud of the way our team fought. I'm not up here to celebrate a moral victory at all, but you know what? To have a breakthrough win, our team played the script to a T except the finish. And to me, down 20 and we still had a chance to win, our team continued to fight. We knew that we would have to take their best. We withstood the onslaught early in the first half, and going in at the halftime, we knew that coming out and scoring early, and getting a 3 and out to get us back in the game, and we were able to do it. When you play a champion like Michigan, you got to understand they won't give it to you, and our guys need to continue to understand that we're going to have to go take it, whether it's against them and the crowd. They had a great crowd show up here for us, but you know what? There are no moral victories, but this is definitely one of those games that I feel as a program that we'll be able to build off of. We've got one more regular season opportunity for our seniors, which to me, a game like this it hurts more because of the group of seniors and the leadership, that some of the guys that have been around here that made a decision to come here when it was just a vision we were selling. We had quite a few guys that we brought in for 1 year, and they bought in immediately. And so the leadership that this group has provided has been phenomenal for us. And so we owe it to them as we go up to Rutgers next week, which it's always tough, as I say, to win on the road in the Big Ten, especially against Rutgers, who has really done some good things this week or this year as a program. But I tell you what, this team will continue to fight, and I'm proud of them. Again, there's no moral victory, but I can tell you that, this team showed up today and fought the champion into the end or to the fourth quarter and came up short. And, we'll be able to build off of this, and as a program, I know we will. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Mike, Michigan's pass rush today, they had 5 sacks, a lot of pressures as well. What was the toughest part about trying to negate that, and what kind of things did they do this afternoon, especially late?
I think the big thing is most of the pressure came with a 4-man rush, and to me, they played coverage behind it. Very few times did they outnumber the box or bring pressure. I think they had maybe 1-0 check on third down. And so what we've got to be able to do is, obviously, when people play us in coverage, there's some opportunities where you have to check the ball down and get to that a little quicker. I think we found ourselves holding on to the football. We did give up some pressure on the interior, which has kind of been an Achilles heel for us, is our inability to keep things firm for our quarterback, especially when we have opportunities to throw the ball down the field. But again, give Michigan credit. They did a good job of creating the sacks and winning some of those one-on-one battles, and we've got to do a better job of protecting the quarterback.
Coach, late in the game, defense gave the offense multiple chances to kind of tie the game. What was going on late with the offense?
Well, we never changed the field position. We 2 punts. Of course, the football gods laugh at us and drop the ball there at the 1-inch line for us to have to go win the game. And that's where we have to learn to be able to execute critical situations with our back to it, things we practice. That's coming out offense. And, we ended up giving up a safety. I'm not going to get into that part of the call there, but you know what? Wherever the ball ends up to start a drive on offense, we've got to figure out how to execute and how to execute in critical situations. Our defense did a really good job all second half of giving us these opportunities. But again, you can't hope or pray that they make the mistake. We have to go execute at a high level, and we didn't get that done.
And for Talia, obviously with everything he's accomplished at this program, how tough is it that he's going to finish his home career here without having maybe that one signature win?
Well, I think he's had quite a few signature wins. I'd hold the horses on, him leaving here without a signature win. I mean, the guy just led us to 3 straight bowl games. End up being the all-time leading passer in the history of this conference. So I think what he's done here is pretty significant to me.
Hey, Mike, you talked about finishing not just this game, but other games this year. What's it going to take to get over that hump to finish a game like this?
Players making a play, and then us as coaches making sure we're putting them in the best possible position, You know, it's no secret formula to it. I mean, we've got to give them the good plan, and then they've got to execute it. And I think both sides, as players and coaches, we all understand that. And the only way over is to get it done. And you ain't going to get it done by talking about it. We've got to execute in critical situations against really good teams to win games like this.
Hey, Mike.
What's up, George?
Not much. Your defense today, four-quarter effort throughout the game. Anything this week that was different that led up to that, or was it just finally putting all the pieces together and coming out and playing a four-quarter game?
No, you know, I mean, our defense has given us opportunities like this, and if you look at how we're built on defense, we've got an older group over there. We've got some tremendous leadership over there, you know, both those safeties and a veteran D-line and linebackers. And you know what, our defense has played pretty good defense throughout the course of the year. Now, has it been consistent enough? No. But today they definitely gave us opportunities to win the game with how we played. And on the offensive side of the ball, we were not able to capitalize in the critical parts of the game where we just needed to make a play or two. We had to protect a little better. We had to run block a little better. And we had to make better decisions. And we just didn't get that done today, man. But, again, the fight was there. The effort was there. The preparation was there. The finish wasn't. And that's on me as a coach to figure out how to get us to finish games like this.
And how can you and you know, Coach Williams on the defensive side kind of bottle that and carry that final two games of the season next week and then in the bowl game?
You know what, that part I feel good about because this team is built to keep just working. I mean, that's what, when I talk about it, you know, last night we had a bunch of seniors get up and talk to their team as we do as a tradition in the last home game. And to hear about the camaraderie that this group and the brotherhood that this group displayed, and you've got guys that have been around here a long time talking about the nucleus and culture of this team. And to me, it's what I've been saying all year long, and it's unfortunate that we haven't performed up to the expectation we have, because games like this are games that I feel like we should be able to finish and win. And I'm going to keep pushing these guys. I'm going to keep figuring out what I need to do or what I can do better as the leader of this thing to get us over the hump, because, you know, these kids bought into just about everything we've asked of them. And now what we've got to do is get them back together again one more time to go up to Rutgers and find a way to send our seniors out the best possible way we can send them out with number 7.
Coach, Kaden Prather has made some significant development steps. He's making some spectacular catches. Can you talk about the development and the relationship you have with Mr. Prather?
Well, you know, we brought Kaden in here to do just that. You know, we lost some firepower at the receiver position a year ago with guys like Dante Demas and Rakim Jarrett and Jacob Copeland leaving and having opportunities at the next level. And so to be able to go get a guy like Kaden, which we knew a lot about, we recruited him pretty heavily out of high school. He's come in and really done a good job. He's one of those guys that I talked about earlier, these guys that come in and that we brought in through the portal that have bought in to the culture that we have here. And, you know, it's not surprising that you'll see him get better and better, him continue to develop because of the type of program we have. And it's great to have a player like him here and have him in position to make these type of plays because he's capable.
Hey, Coach, speaking about this culture that you've often talked about and the player-driven culture and not just how special, you know, this group is, and when you look back at the past 4 games in Nebraska, the adversity they faced and the ability to overcome it, and then today in-game, the ability to overcome it, just what about this group, what qualities do they have that kind of make them able to fight through the adversity?
You know, it's just part of the culture that has been created. I mean, they understand hard work. We understand here at Maryland that it's not easy. All right, it's not easy, and that any and everything that we do from a football program standpoint, it's going to be important that we understand that we've got to go do it ourselves. We've got resources. Obviously, my bosses provide the resources, but you know what? This team is built to understand that it's going to be a lot of hard work, and that if you just keep your nose to the grindstone and you just keep showing up, that we're going to coach them. They've been taking the coaching. This is their team, and we work for them, and I know that this team will show up. We got one more game, and I'm going to keep going back to that because it's going to be important that we finish this thing the right way for those seniors that have really left their legacy already.
Coach Talia today, you know, made some plays, rebounded well off some turnovers, but ultimately in the end, like you said, just couldn't finish. Just how do you evaluate his performance today?
Yeah, it's always tough to, you know, when you have 2 turnovers. I know the fumble return for the touchdown on offense, you know, the grounding, just on the offensive side of the ball, we didn't win the turnover battle. And as I've said, I mean, good teams don't beat themselves. And, you know, Leah is a fighter. He's a competitor. You can count on him. I know he'll show up again next week the way we need him to and help lead us. But really proud of the effort that he displayed today. But, you know, we didn't get the job done.
Hey, Coach Mike, you're talking about your seniors. I saw a lot of leadership out there today, and could you talk about that and some of the guys who were leading? Because I think some of them are coming back next year.
Yeah, you know, it's always good to hope that that everybody's coming back, and you know, obviously we're sending some guys away, but you know, the player-led culture that we've talked about, it's been real. I mean, I don't come up here and BS you guys and tell you that it's something that it isn't. And I think it's a byproduct of, again, you know, the group of guys that made a decision to come here, you know, based on a vision that we were selling. You know, you look at this senior class, they were part of that pandemic team, true freshmen, guys like Tarheeb and Ruben Hippolyte that made a decision to come here before we showed the on-the-field progress. And you know, when you bring kids in like that have no problem with understanding that it's going to take a lot of work, and that's kind of how this team is built. That's kind of, you know, the DNA of this group. And like I said, I have no doubt that they'll continue to give us all of their efforts and all of their concentration for one more opportunity this week on the road. But it starts with that locker room, and I'm proud of them. Again, there is no moral victory. We lost the game, but I do have to give credit to the way that this senior group has provided just so much leadership. And you know, as a head coach, you get credit for it, but you know what? This is all player-led, and it's the type of players we've brought in. Thank you, Coach. Thanks.